Cover them up so you don't see beyond the mask. My world's a dying star. Falling for you is bury me in smoke and ash. In smoke and ash. Take me to the ending of the story. I'll see you in the morning when I wake. Save me from the storm inside my bones. Living on my own, I'm all alone. I wear 1,000 scars. Cover them up so you don't see beyond the mask. My world's a dying star. Falling for you is bury me in smoke and ash. In smoke and ash. Take me to the ending of the story. I'll see you in the morning when I wake. Take me to the ending of the story. I'll see you in the morning when I wake. Save me from the storm inside my bones. Living on my own, I'm all alone. I wear 1,000 scars. Cover them up so you don't see beyond the mask. My world's a dying star. Falling for you is bury me in smoke and ash. In smoke and ash. Take me to the ending of the story. I'll see you in the morning when I wake.「仲間を集めたら
Son of a bitch. Can you guys hear me now? Oh my god, I can't believe it's
Well then.
every single time. Every single fucking time. Every single fucking time. Well,
You guys just missed like
you guys missed all the fucking...
first hour of the podcast.
Yeah,
so-
you guys missed all the good jokes. You guys just missed all the good jokes. The joke's on you. Just letting you all know. The joke's on you. You were clearly the ones that spent the last 30 minutes talking to, the walls, because no one was fucking listening. So yeah, thanks, Ariane. I kind of wish, it was, that happened earlier, but it's all good. I'll just repeat everything. So greetings everyone. Today is still May 23rd of 2022. This is still the Evan Studios weekly podcast number 37, and I'm still your host, Stark, and with me I got still your co-host, Isaac.
Hi everyone.
And it's still hi everyone.
Deja vu.
Wow. Fucking wow. So, yeah, today we're going to do a super fast podcast, even faster because we just lost 8 fucking minutes. And it's going to be more of like a progress report other than, just me rambling about stuff. So yeah, let me guess. People talking to me in lounge is also telling me no sound.
Absolutely.
There we fucking go. Of course it is people telling me that there's no sound in the podcast. I'm a fucking idiot. I don't look at shit. Whatever. So yeah, let me get right to it. We need to talk about Fleeting Guys. We need to talk about the shoulder patch. We need to talk about Journey Abroad. We need to talk about Bloodlust. Let's fucking go. Fleeting Guys is almost done. We had to redact a few of the dialogues. We had to improve on some of the scenes. We had to create some new assets. We also had to ask the CG team to take some time off the shoulder patch and dedicate some time into the Fleeting Iris final patch, because there were a few expressions and there were a few details that we needed to have improved. So yeah, but sadly the CG team has had a few problems lately, both health and in terms of like circumstances happening in the Philippines lately and whatnot. With all the, shit gets crazy over there every time you have elections, but at least what's his face, Pacquiao didn't win, whatever. I'm not kidding.
Sure, I wasn't following.
It was like number 3, whatever, doesn't matter. So Fleeting Hour is almost done. We are going to run everything by the bug testing team by Wednesday night or Thursday morning. Yeah, exactly. So yeah, Isaac already fleshed out all of the bugs. We have already added all the assets that we needed to add into the game. We have made all of the quality improvements that we decided to make. The map was cut. You guys will gonna need a new world map. Rip map.
I love the map.
Yeah, me too. But it's going to be a lot more.
Yeah, I know. We had that conversation.
It's not efficient.
I went to the show
it's not efficient. It's just
Yeah, I know. I understand.
It's gonna be cool.
I made my peace with it. I'm still sad though.
I think that's the thing. You gotta make peace with it and still be sad. Trust me. When I made that decision and when I was explaining what we were going to do 2 podcasts ago, everybody was like, "Yay! Everybody's going to love the changes." And I said at the time, some people are not going to enjoy this. Some people are going to feel sad that a huge chunk of the city is going to be cut. And the justification that we made is, the future games are no longer going to be made in VXA, so there's no reason for these to be here.
Yes.
So whatever, fuck it. So yeah, Fleeting Gary's last version of Stage 2 is going to come out this Friday, 9:30 p.m. I already told GMT +1. I already warned everyone like last week, and yeah, and then we'll focus on the rest. Stage 3, it's going to have like the massive cleanup and whatever, but that's not the end of Fleeting Gary's, because part 1, we're going to have Stage 3. Part 2, we're still going to have the Halloween patches. Part 3, we're still going to have the Christmas patch. And finally, all the Shota and all the EF garbage that we decide to put in that game is going to be associated with Fleeting Garis. So, boom. Fleeting Garis is going to be gone, but not, but not gone.
Not from our hearts.
Not from our hearts. It's going to be Fleeting Hearts. So, yeah, that's it for Fleeting Garis. That's it. Just, Friday. expect the unexpected, but the expected. And yeah, I was saying that we probably could have released this a long time ago, but we were mostly focused on the shoulder patch and on Journey Abroad. So yeah, but Friday we're gonna have the final Fleeting Artist version, and then you guys put that one in the bank and wait for stage 3, and you know, give Fleeting Artist a break. In regards of Bloodlust, it will have to wait for the shoulder patch to be complete, and we are currently, you know, we're working full time on the shoulder patch. But the shoulder patch is like 7 scenes done so far, and we need like 20. So there's really no rush for us to work on the shoulder patch. All of our focus right now, in terms of Isaac and I, is going to be directed starting Friday. Is all going to be directed towards Journey Abroad, because we need to create 2 versions of the game, the incest version and the regular version. One is obviously going to be updated, going to be released on Patreon, which is the non-incest version, and the other is going to be released on both. The other is going to be released on Subscribestar. Subscribestar is going to have the incest version and the non-incest version. But if you're on Patreon, don't worry. Just send us proof that you are supporting us on Patreon, or for, you know, $10 or above. And if you are supporting us, we can send you the incest version. If you rather have that one, we can personally send it to you. We just cannot distribute that version on Patreon for obvious reasons. So yeah, shoulder patch. I think the CG team is like 7 scenes in. The whole story is already written. I had to make a few changes not too long ago for some stuff that made a little more sense. But like I explained, I said at the time that the gameplay will be like 35 days or something like that, and it's still going to be like 35 days of gameplay or something like that. I just switched stuff around a little bit, but it's still 20 scenes, still 35 days of gameplay, still going to play like a short game where babysitter takes care of kids and the kids turn out to be pervs. Actually, like legit, the game is going to feel like a mini game, like something that you can buy off DL site or whatever, and I guarantee you it's going to have a lot more hours of gameplay than the vast majority of games that comes out on the DL site. It's going to be like almost a game of on its own regard. I think that's the word. Yeah, for people that are excited for Bloodlust, I am excited too. But you know, that will only come out when we start work when we stop working on the shoulder patch, because it's the same CG team. And finally, Journey Abroad. If you guys haven't checked it yet, we already released the first preview of the game.
With the best girl.
With the best girl, apparently, because Isaac really likes punk chicks that look like they're going to stab you during the night.
I know, right?
I know, right? So yeah, I think I fucked up something on Discord. I can check that. There we go. So yeah, for Journey Abroad, the thing is, right now, we are going to turn all of the focus on Journey Abroad. That means we're going to start full on developing the required maps, start doing the original sketches for the menus, and sending those for our scripter to start you know, making them work, which is going to be some transition.
Technically, since it's gonna be on MV, the engine uses plugins instead of scripts. I don't think you can call it scripter anymore. So
The pluginer, sure.
the pluginer.
The pluginer. The coder. What the fuck do you want me to call him? What if the coder? So we're going to send it to our coder, and he's going to implement them in the game in forms of plugins, not scripts. Yeah, because you know, technical terms are super fucking important. So yeah, that's the animator already received one scene. It's not amazing. I mean, he's going to animate a fucking cunnilingus, a tongue job. How the fuck? How do you call it? How do you name it? Like in a dirty way. Some pussy eating.
Yeah, I think the accepted dirty way is eating pussy. Yes.
No, what? No, like blowjob sounds amazing.
Do you want an English word kind of like minute? I don't think there is one.
There isn't one, right? Okay, so in Portuguese we have a really fucking nasty one, and it sounds amazing. I'm sorry that you guys don't have one like that, but we do. It's like the female version of a blowjob. It sounds dirty as fuck. It's called minute. So yeah, it's a female blowjob. It's a whistle job. I don't know. So, yeah, he has to animate some tongue. I mean, it's not gonna be amazing. But we need to get him to try and animate Scarlet and stuff. So rather get started right now. So he's going to be jumping between animating Scarlet and stuff and animating the Shota patch stuff. I'm super excited for the Shota patch because it's going to be like a preview of what we can deliver on Fleeting Iris Stage 3, which is going to be cooler maps, higher resolution, amazing scenes and whatnot. It's going to look really fucking cool. I'm really excited to go full throttle on the Shota patch. Yeah, as soon as Journey Abroad, as soon as we get this patch of Journey Abroad out, I'm just going to order more scenes to Scarlet N, and while she's working on those scenes, we can work on the Shota patch, and as the scenes arrive for Journey Abroad, we can work on Journey Abroad, and as the scenes arrive for the Shota patch, we can release the Shota patch. It's going to look really cool. So, you guys are going to get very rough versions. Like, don't look at the menus and expect, like, if you guys remember how Fleeting Iris was at the start, with all the weird menus, or no menus, and everything was, like, stock and shit, like, don't think that it's like the final version, because it's not going to be. We just want to give you guys proof of concept, a few scenes, and the most important part is the story. All the other stuff, like how to go through the maps and the travel system and the menus where you can check how many times you have sex and all that stuff is going to come later on. Right now we're going to work on the proof of concept, on what it matters, which is the anti-scenes, the story. The mapping is also probably going to be around it's going to be very similar. It's close to final. But especially the menus, the travel system and whatnot is probably going to be kind of rough. So the whole UI and whatever, it's still work in progress. We still have to decide how we're going to implement it, because we know what we want to do in terms of stats, in terms of what we want to do. We want to have a menu where you can check how close you are to the character and what are the character's feelings towards you at a certain point. Like, you guys are kind of friends, but she still has some a hard time trusting you. She doesn't like you at all. Maybe you should try go for other girls right now. Like, you should try. It can give you hints like whatever character likes bulkier characters, maybe you should hit the gym and put on some weight. We want a menu like that where it shows all of the characters that you've met and what's
kind of like Persona in Social Links.
Kind of like that.
Kind of
yeah.
like that. Yeah.
I already drew a very rough. Do I have an image? Should I post the image here? I think I have the image and I can post it here. So this is extremely rough, like extremely rough. This was me just telling our give me a second. I'll think of the name. It's not the scripter, the pluginer. There you go. This was me having a conversation with our pluginer, where I was trying to explain to him, where the fuck is that
Everyone
shit?
Studios making new words every fucking day.
Every day.
But not the word for going down on a woman, apparently.
No, we leave that one for English people, because we're going to think of
Jesus, they have words for everything. For eating ass, there's a word for, but not for eating pussy. That makes no sense.
It's called a rim job. And I already told you what the word is for eating pussy. It's called whistle job. I have a job for you, but it blows. Why can't I find that shit? Did I delete it? Dude, I'm so mad right now. I'm starting to think that I deleted it. Okay, whatever.
But if you send it to Black Mage, isn't it like on Discord?
Exactly, that's what I was gonna check. So yeah, I sent it to our God damn it! Why the fuck did you make it that stupid ass word, dude?
That menu looks a lot like the menu of Stardew Valley.
Stardew Valley.
Yes, like
Amazing.
the colors, the hearts feeling and whatnot with each character. The characters don't know, like grayed out, like very similar.
So let me start by saying this. First of all, it's not gonna be these colors. I just drew.
I understand it's a rough.
I just drew boxes. It's not gonna be this. I just drew fucking boxes.
It's a heart in the box.
No, it's a dick in a box. you know, I had to go there.
Fucking podcast.
So yeah, this is extremely rough. I was just telling him an idea, like, and then you click the character, you click
And
the
you guys lost 8 minutes of this. Shame on you guys.
you click the box. Life is like the podcast is like a box of chocolates. You never know what's gonna get. Sometimes you get absolute silence. I'm so sorry.
Life is like a box of chocolates. It lasts much less time for
Bro, you just stole a joke in your head. Like, we can't laugh at that. You're just laughing. I didn't
I
get a
don't think I
joke.
should say it out loud in the podcast.
Then why did you start it? Who the fuck
Expecting
does
for it
that? Who the fuck starts telling a joke and it's like, I'm not gonna finish it because it's improper? What the fuck is wrong with
I
you?
only thought about that like halfway. Sorry.
Idiot. Whatever. So basically this is very rough. Obviously. I mean, come on. Obviously this is very rough. But this is kind of like an idea. You have a box, and if you haven't met the character yet, it appears like kind of grayed out, and you don't see the character's name, obviously. And then once you meet the character, you get the name, and maybe you get a few more details, maybe their age. And then when you click on the character, when you click on the box, it opens a sub-menu where you have like a small explanation of who the character is and some of their details like waist size, height, weight, what does the character feel about you, what's your relationship with the character, and maybe like a schedule, like where can you meet this character at like specific days. So you can meet them like at the grocery store, at the library, at the gym, at the disco at night, and you're going to unlock more locations, and you'll be able to meet some of these characters in those places, and it's going to be pretty much like a social life. You decide who you're going to meet first and whatnot, and obviously the game is kind of a flow. You need to like improve your relationships with some character to be able to get to like another character and stuff like that. The game follows some sort of a flow. But you might just decide to go for like the true ending, and you just talk to this character, this specific one character a lot, and then you get her ending or whatever, and you don't even decide to talk with everyone else. Or you can decide to like fall in love with all the characters and have sex with all the characters and unlock all the scenes in one run. It's going to be up to you. So yeah, and another thing that we might do is that it's currently how we think we're going to deliver the ending is like after you get the ending of a girl, you continue playing. Like you can still date her. You can have like a different schedule. She's kind of like your girlfriend, and then
Maybe like a repeatable scene or something.
and then you can all go and meet other characters, and maybe if you mix characters on like a specific date day, the character gets mad at you and doesn't talk to you for a few days and
They
whatnot.
beat the shit out of you.
Yeah, no,
Some of them maybe.
some of them maybe. So yeah, this is obviously very rough, and we still need to make these, and yeah, and obviously initially these are not going to be in the game. The menus are going to be very rough. It's going to be most about the stories and the anti-scenes and whatnot. And obviously there's going to be 2 versions of the game, so it's a lot of work. So right now we just need to focus on what it is, on what is on the table, and what we need to dish out. So right now the focus is on Fleeting Hours, getting Fleeting Hours out of the way, and then we're going to get full throttle on Journey Abroad, which we wanted to release. The initial goal was to release the first version on May, somewhere on May, but this was before I had like the brilliant idea of making 2 completely different versions of the game. And obviously the first version is going to be one of the versions with the biggest differences, because the start of the game is completely different. In one version, you live obviously with your mom and your stepfather. You get mad at your stepfather. You're talking with your friend over Discord, and you're like, "Fuck this dude! I just want to get the fuck out of here, dude. I hate this place. I just want to move out." And he suggests to you that you guys should swap places and just have a year abroad. And yeah, you guys swap places, and you move on. You move into his house with his family, with his foster family. And that's one version of the game. That's the one that's going on Patreon. But then you also have the incest version where it's completely different. Your mom is a completely different person. The person that was supposed to be your mom is actually your aunt, and you actually live with your father. And basically, you guys are constantly moving around because of his job. And at some point, he's like, "Listen, you're getting old. It's not making any sense to keep uprooting you. You have to like go to a new school, meet new friends, get a new job, do everything like that was cool when you were a kid, and it's easy to make friends. You don't need a job, obviously. You didn't need a job. It's easy to make to go to a new school. It's easy to make new friends and whatnot. But now you're starting to become a young adult, and it's hard for me to keep uprooting you and taking you to new towns and new schools and meet everybody and meet a bunch of new people. So like I've been talking with your mom, and we decided that it's best that you move in with her and their girlfriend or her wife. And basically your mom is now on a lesbian relationship. Your sister is living with your mom, and you haven't seen them in a bunch of years. And yeah, once you move there, well, the game starts that way. So yeah, basically right now we're working. It's going to be easy because most of the maps are going to be the same. So a big part of the workload, which is like drawing the scenes, which is creating the busts, creating the maps, all that stuff that is like extremely time consuming. Takes a lot of details. All that stuff we can use in both versions. The thing that changes the most, obviously, especially on the first version, is going to be all the dialogue and whatnot is going to be completely different. But yeah, June for sure. We want to get both versions of Journey Abroad out on the same day, and then I'm not gonna say June because I don't think it's gonna be June, but I think that the first realistic date that we can expect the shoulder patch to come out is probably somewhere in July, considering the amount of scenes that we still have to put out. We can say that realistically somewhere in July, like mid late July, we'll probably be able to have the shoulder patch out. So July, we can try and make this is going to be rough because July we need to release the Halloween patch in October, and we need to release the Christmas patch in December for Fleeting Iris, which means we probably have like 1 month to put out a proof of concept on Bloodlust.
Yeah, maybe.
It's really going to depend a lot on, because I know that Muku and Tiger Lila want to redraw all the busts on a new style. We have to check all the new stuff, make new menus because it's going to be on MV. So yeah, we can release like a proof of concept, very rough, but I think we can start working full throttle on Bloodlust like in 2023, and with a little bit of luck finish it in 2023. We'll see. That will be amazing if we could release Bloodlust in 2023. Crimson Dawn. What do we call that game? Crimson Dawn. We keep changing them. Wait, why is there only 2 games here? Why did people delete the?
I don't think there's much to talk about the other games now.
Yeah, but why did people delete them? Wait,
The channels were probably empty. So
yeah, but that doesn't give people permission to fucking delete shit on my. Whatever, I need to check it out. But it was Bloodlust. I think it was Crimson Dawn and Night Eternal. The name of the games. So yeah, it will be amazing to release Crimson Dawn in 2024, Night Eternal in 2025. That will be perfect. And you know, we're going to keep working on Journey Abroad. It's all going to depend on how fast Scarlet and keeps sending stuff to us. That's going to be the biggest it's going to be the biggest factor on setting up the pace of how fast we release Journey Abroad. Because honestly, right now it's like Scarlet and sometimes I ask for like a scene in one day, and like a couple days later, here we go, this is the rough, and the day after, there we go, it's painted. Like 3 days, boom, done. And the last scene I ordered was the wait it was the one where you guys haven't checked it yet. I didn't spoil it, but it's a scene that happens between Amber, the person that can be the mother of your friend or your mother. There's a scene with her. That scene took like 16 days or more to release to send. But then I asked for this Cornelingus scene, and the scene I asked like in a Monday, and she sent me the scene in like a Thursday, and I was like, oh okay, but you know, this and this and this as issues, we need to change this. And she was like, the next day, here you go, here's the changes. So it's really hard to estimate how fast we can release stuff on Journey Abroad. We will try to release stuff as fast as possible, but instead of being like, hey guys, we're going to release this on this day, we're going to set up like we're going to set up like goals for the patch. Like, we want to release these 5 scenes, so when these 5 scenes arrive, that's when we'll release the patch. And hopefully we can release 5 scenes every like couple months, depending on how fast. And then maybe it's faster, I don't know. It's one of those things that we'll have to check with Scarlet Ann, because I know she has a bunch of projects now, and I know that she told me that she's going to finish some of these projects, and she's going to clear a lot of her schedule, a lot more of her schedule in the future. So yeah, there's that. But yeah, in regards for the Evan Studios House team, yeah, we're going to try and do the best job we can on releasing the Shota patch. We're going to try and make an amazing Halloween patch, especially since now the plot thickens. The characters are going to start acting more like the characters that they embodied, and the personas that they embodied. Some of the characters are starting to create some sort of like connections, like Luna and Melissa. So it's going to be an entertaining one. And then I know it's like 2 months, and obviously I wish I could use those 2 months to work on you know, future projects. But people have been asking for the Christmas patch for a long time ago, and for a long time now. So as soon as we are done with the Halloween patch that we 100% want to release before October 31st. Actually, if we have it, we're probably going to try and stay on season and release it exactly on the day. As soon as that comes out, we're going to start working on the Christmas patch right away. We are just trying to decide if we're going to release it on Fleeting Iris EF, or if we're just going to release it regularly on Fleeting Iris. Obviously, you guys know I'm going to drop a poll closer to Christmas to let you guys decide. But usually, it's still the same pros and cons. Pros, it's plug and play. You just download Fleeting RSEF, you click on the Christmas tree, boom, you're playing the Christmas patch. Bigger resolution, probably lags a lot less because it has less scripts. It has a lot less menus. It has a lot less everything else. So yeah, the biggest advantage being higher resolution, obviously. And if we release on Fleeting Iris, the biggest advantage is you can play it as you play the game. And yeah, and later down the road, I already told everyone that we plan to do a version of Fleeting Iris with the Shota patch in it, with the bestiality patch in it. Obviously, again, we can't release those on Patreon, but people that are supporting us on Patreon and subscribe start can get that version. You'll have the advantage that you'll be able to play those side quests or those sub routes on Fleeting Iris, but obviously there's going to be the downside of the downsize, because we will have to lower the resolution of the scenes due to RPG Maker limitations, where you can't just go full screen and still keep the quality of the scenes intact. So actually, let me no, okay, it's not even the same proportions. Fleeting Guards DF doesn't even have the same proportions as regular Fleeting Guards. Else we could probably kind of like just lower the resolution of the scene, and if people pressed like F5 to maximize, the scene will be able to.
I don't think RPG Maker even works like that.
RPG Maker doesn't even work like that at all. That's a fucking problem. Can't you just release? Okay, so when you show an image, you always show an image like 100%. Can't you place like a bigger image and only show like size like 75%, and RPG Maker reduces the size proportionally? Isn't that a thing that you can do?
You can, yes.
So the question is, when you press F5 to full screen with the script,
No.
do you think
No.
that it stretches the pixels of the reduction that you did,
Yes.
or do you think that it just displays more picture?
No.
It's gonna fuck up, right?
Yes.
Yes. Yeah. I'm also inclined.
Because the command is still displaying that picture at 75% zoom.
Yeah.
That's how the thingy works.
RPG Maker VX6 really has issues. So yeah, but most importantly right now, yeah, Fleeting Aries Friday, show the patch. Realistically, July somewhere, and Journey Abroad sometime next month. And we want to make it obviously as fast as possible. We're going to keep you updates on the maps. We're going to keep you guys updated on the menus and whatnot. And yeah, we just want to make sure that we release the best possible patch for both versions. And yeah, we want to take our time. We want to make sure that the dialogue is pristine, believable, because it's a game with a different setting, different tone. Like I explained before, Fleeting Aries has more of a Eastern influence. It's supposed to look like a Japanese game, an hentai game, typical hentai game, and Journey Abroad is supposed to look more Westerner, instead of having those foo and all those what do you call it, like those figures of speeches, like from the whole hentai world and all the tropes and whatnot. It's going to try to be more like an actual story with more mature dialogues. Characters are going to act more realistically to how people would act in real life, and they have like deeper dialogues. There's some sort of like comic relief or some sort of like innocent and more childish approach to the anti-world, with all the tropes, all the exaggerated faces, the ahego, all that stuff. And what we want to do for Journey Abroad is something a lot more characters acting a lot more, like people will act in real life. So it's two different tropes, it's two different ways of writing. It's going to be a challenge writing in both styles, but I think I'm up to it, and there's nothing like trying. But definitely Journey Abroad is going to play a lot different from what Fleeting Aries plays. I know there are a lot of people are like, yeah, but this trope and this character will never do this, or no one will ever. It's an anti game. It's supposed to be like a trope. It's supposed to have like all those silly stuff. I am supposed to be like almost unbearably innocent and naive. Like it's just common in those types of games in that type of culture. And since we're making a game on that genre, we're trying to keep it as legit as we possibly can. Doesn't mean that I think that the scenes look sexier or the characters sound sexier like that. It's like we're trying to cater to a specific audience. This is the type of game that we said we were going to work on. This is the type of game that we set out to do. So you have to do it in that style. And Journey Abroad is going to have a little bit more of a Westerner style. It's going to be a bit more mature. It's going to be a bit more like characters going through shit that people go through on their real lives, like kids going into like existential crises, being broke but wanting to have their independence, dealing with getting like new responsibility, and trying to hit Not like being woke, just being like realistic, just being pragmatic. You know, I'm not gonna try and be like, yeah, look at this game, super woke. Look at this message, boom, I changed the world. Nothing like that. It's just going to be like super pragmatic. Like, hey, bro, like you're living in a different house. You need money. You need to get a job. You need to get a girl. You need to improve. Like, you're not attractive in any way. Like, your personality is bland. You're boring. You're not attractive. You're not appealing. People don't look at you and go like, oh man, I want a piece of that. Like, no one does that. So you need to see. You need to figure out how you're going to become a person. Like, how are you going to improve yourself? And it kind of reminds me like that quote on that comedy movie with Steve Carell and Ryan Gosling. I don't remember the movie, but basically, Ryan Gosling is like a player, like he just it's on chicks and whatever, and Steve Carell, his wife cheats on him because he's becoming like because she's a bitch. Let's begin with it. She cheated on him. She's a bitch, but he kind of neglected her, and he became like this boring, go to work, go home, boring ass type person, right? And she cheated on him, and he goes on a bar. He's super depressed and whatnot, and Ryan Gosling feels sorry for him, so he starts giving him advice like, hey man, okay, your wife cheated on you, you moved on, fuck that, I'm going to help you become a better person or become a more attractive person, more appealing person. And there's a part where they buy shoes, and Steve Carell says, man, I don't think these shoes they don't look like me, they're not my face. You know that those shoes are not me. And Ryan Gosling says, you right now is a very subjective matter. Like, you bought those shoes, you look amazing in those shoes, so you should wear those shoes. And he tries to explain, you're not selling out, or you're not like, it's not a fake version of you. It's like you trying to improve yourself, right? You just have a bad opinion on you, and you rather use grandma's shoes than, you know, some quality shoes that everyone is going to appreciate. It's going to show that you have a nice job. It's going to show that you spend some time trying to look good. You know, it's just a whole mentality, and that whole metamorphosis is, you are kind of a nerd in the game, and you're trying to move on to your new adult life. And your sister in one game, obviously she's just going to be the daughter of your tenant in another one. She's going to feel sorry for you. She's like, listen, if you're going to leave here, like, it bores me just to look at you. Like, you're the most fucking boring person in the world. You're never going to get pussy like that. I'm going to help you. I'm going to help you change. He's like, no, I'm happy the way I am. I don't want to turn into everything that I hate. And she's like, listen, baby steps, just, you know, fucking just give me a chance to try and improve you a little bit. And, you know, she teaches you how to talk with a lady. She tells you, you know, go to a gym. You're going to improve not only your health, but you're going to look better for other people, yada yada yada. She gives you like a total makeover. And then a little bit, like, the game goes on stages, but what happens is you go through a little bit of fake it until you make it. And that's kind of what happens in this game. She gives you a makeover, and then you pretend to be this person, this more confident person. You spend so much time working on being that person that at some point it's like, man, I'm no longer faking it. Like, some of these traits I'm more confident. I'm not no longer pretending to be more confident. I actually feel more confident, you know. And it's going to be going through those stages. And obviously in if it's your sister doing it, it's going to look like one way. And if it's just, you know, a person that kind of hates you, that you know, lives in the same house and you, it's like completely different matter. But we want to make it so that the game feels real, that the game feels realistic, that the characters feel organic. Like, you will actually meet someone and have those type of conversations with that person in real life. So the game is going to follow the story of a teen, 18-year-old. It just, you know, it just woke up to the real life, to the grown up world, And yeah, it's basically a story of getting a job, getting to meet people, seeing how to approach different women, how to approach different situations in life. So yeah, it's going to be a completely different type of game, and I just want to make sure that the first version is impeccable. We're gonna release that next month, sometime next month. So yeah, I hope you guys are excited for that. Fleeting Hour is coming out on Friday. Journey Abroad is coming out next month, and Show the Patch is going to follow up soon after that. So yeah, also yeah, the we need to get the bug testing team on notice, because Wednesday morning or wait, Wednesday night or Thursday morning we're going to send them the version. So yeah, obviously we're going to need you guys to check the version, and send us all the bug reports that you find. And we have, obviously, when I sent the version, I had no idea that because I actually wrote it, so I had no idea that the beach scene was going to be there. So when we preview some of the content, I'm glad I did it, else that scene could have been missing from the game, and I could have never found out that the scene was missing from the game. So yeah, we're gonna need everyone to keep reporting all the bugs as soon as they find them, so we can improve on the game, and maybe release a final version of Fleeting Hours that is that we can be proud of, and everyone can put down at the end and feel like, yeah, okay, that was a good end, and now we just have to wait for stage 3 to wrap it all up completely. So yeah, that's gonna be it. For today, it's everything. I know it's not a big podcast. I just wanted to give you guys on notice of what we're working on. We're all super tired right now. Working on so many games completely drains you, because when you're not writing scenes, you're thinking about maps. You're thinking about dialogue. You're writing dialogue. You're working on Photoshop. You're working on songs. You're working on trying to direct the entire team, what to do, what to work on. So it's incredibly exhausting. But yeah, I hope it's everything is worth it in the end. Fleeting Hours, obviously, it was only missing like a couple scenes, so it's kind of hard to mess that one up. But I think that you guys are really going to appreciate the quality of life changes that we did with all the events and all the stuff. Did you make the hard stuff in all the characters?
Yeah, actually, you already put that into like some of them. I didn't remember, but when I was checking it and putting it, for instance, in the beach patch, you already made that for like in one or two places. For Melvin, you already put one on Melvin too before you can interact him for the first anti-scene and all of that. But
yeah, I know. The kids should also have it. The kids at the
kids
West
have
End.
it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think you already you put that one. For the hobos, since I also put the icons for all the quests. As soon as you can make a quest, you see the event there and the entrance, and you.
Oh, you now
and
put
you
now have the box saying quest at the entrance.
Yes,
That's nice.
I put that in well everywhere it's relevant in the
Yeah.
entire game,
Yeah.
which was kind of a pain in the ass because we have like 20 quests already. But sure, I updated that too. So yeah, it's much easier now to.
What did you do in regards? What did you do in regard to the photo? Okay, so the only thing right now that we had in the game that I was like, okay, this is not intuitive and people are getting lost. On the photo shoot day, the first day, where you actually have to go there,
Yeah.
and the obviously it says in the quest log that you have to
Yes.
go there, but people got lost. Like, I can't go anywhere. I can
First of
skip
all,
the day.
The map it's
Much smaller. now.
much smaller.
Okay.
Yes, and in front of the building, on that day you have a huge box saying event like on the door.
I was thinking actually on that day, like, direct the character to.
Yeah, if you wanna make that, like I can make that.
Yeah,
sure.
because it's
I
the
can
it's
do
the
that.
only it's the only scene right now that I actually feel that people are getting lost. I get a lot of I can't go anywhere. I can't skip the day. What is going on? And every time people are like, I'm stuck. I can't do anything. I can't go home. I can't skip the day. It's instantly the first thing I ask is like, go to the quest log. Does it say go to the photo shoot there? Yeah. Okay. So
Go
take
to the photo shoot there.
take a screenshot where you are in the game, and I'll tell you exactly where you need to go. But yeah, it's the only one, because I find it funny that a lot of people are like, your game has no decisions. Like, we can't decide anything. You're playing the game for us, and we're like, okay, so decide, and then they're like, no, I'm lost. Like, it's really hard to let people decide where to go on like 300 scenes and let you see them
Jesus Christ.
in any order and still make sense in terms of story. Like, there's no game. People are asking for something completely unrealistic. Unless we just make Ayame a turbo slut in the first 5 minutes of the game. And then we go like, okay, now you can go fuck the entire city because you're a turbo slut. But it doesn't make sense when Ayame is acting prude in a point of the story, and people are like, why can't I go fuck somebody else? Because you haven't fucked no one yet. Like, you can fucking wake up one day and go like, man, now I decided I want to be a whore. Like, it doesn't work like that. But yeah, I think
Doesn't work like that?
it does, but yeah, I think all the quality changes in Fleeting Hours is definitely going to make the game more appealing, especially to new audiences. And I don't think it's going to alienate the old audiences at all. It's not going to feel very different. It's just going to be, more complete and easier to navigate and faster to navigate. Plus, old school supporters like all you guys, you can always save 1.07 and you can always play that if you want to remember a lot of the map.
Maybe we can add an item just for like patrons or something, like a teleport ring, so you can see the old maps.
Yeah, I'm 100% sure that people won't use that to bug the shit out of the fucking game.
I said just see the maps. Like, you enter the map has new events that you can interact with.
You don't want to find
and
it.
it takes you to the
You know
other
why?
maps, and that's it.
You know why I find it hilarious is that obviously there's going to be a lot of maps cut right now, but I know for a fact that people are still saving versions like 0.7 and 0.50 and whatnot, because those versions have completely different versions of some maps.
Okay.
Completely different versions of some maps. I still remember when the whole house upstairs where Ayame lives, the room where Archer lives was completely different. Basically, the Garcias, the mansion outside had nothing, like, it was not even close to what it is nowadays.
It was a long time ago.
Yeah, but people have versions like 0.7. People have showed me like, this is 0.7. This is how the Garcia shit looked. And people have done that to me a lot. Yeah, this is how it looked. I still remember when it looked like this. And wait, what? How did you get? Yeah, you guys released it. Look, and then they send me screenshots. Jesus. But yeah, I think the game is going to be a lot easier to find the scenes. It's going to be a lot easier to do stuff. Oh, and yeah, we still have to work on the walkthrough as soon as we're done with this one.
Oh, that fuck.
But yeah, it's going to be easier to do the walkthrough now that we don't have to go through a bunch of
Yeah, it's still
building maps.
boring and time consuming as fuck, but yeah.
I don't think it's going to be that bad for us in terms of time consuming, since we still have to wait for but we'll do it. We'll try to do it in between shit. Yeah, we'll try to do it this year. It's going to be complete as fuck, but we are really on a tight schedule. As soon as we finish Fleeting Iris, we need to go full throttle on Journey Abroad. As soon as we finish Journey Abroad, we need to go full throttle on the shoulder patch. And as soon as the shoulder patch is out, we need to use the maximum amount of time possible to be able to dish out a very decent Halloween patch. And then we only have like 45 days to work on the Christmas patch that we have like no base about.
And somewhere in between, we have to do something about Bloodlust too.
Yeah, so yeah, it's chaotic and Fleeting Hours, but hey, you guys are going to get amazing games. You guys are going to get amazing patches, that I promise. Shoulder patch is going to be fucking bonkers. As soon as you guys get the first version of Journey Abroad on your hands, and you get the shoulder patch on your hands, because it's looking fucking amazing, I guarantee you guys are going to fucking love it and understand all the weight for all the good stuff that we have been planning. So yeah, I bet you guys can tell how tired I am, but all good stuff that is worth doing. You have to work hard, else everyone else will do it. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed the podcast despite me being tired and probably rambling a lot. I appreciate you all for showing up today. Sorano, Akazaro, first time I think I see you here. Zelmate, Aaron, and Uriel Jesus, Solaru C. Thank you guys so much for listening to us live. I hope you guys appreciated the podcast, and I'll see you guys. Some of you Wednesday. I'll see most of you guys Friday with a nice Fleeting Iris patch. Until then, stay safe, stay healthy. Much love. Peace out, guys.
And don't catch monkeypox.
And don't catch monkeypox. Holy shit, bro.
Bye, everyone.
来てばかり寝坊しちゃった思い出したのは君のことです起きてあかり眠くなった忘れたくないのは君の顔です夜には遅くまで